start from Honorable Amankwamanu. Honorable, thank you very much for joining us. But you, why a Deputy Minister for Defense, unim senior presidential jet, ye took bia, muna mudimu akotena as a defense no, muna mudimu akotre to normal and all that. Kache, a DNA who here says on my penina presidential jet. Despite that, you go to America, we have Air Force One, Russian government has its own, Nigeria, they have its own, but we have also seen some countries that don't use the presidential jet. So why does the president of Ghana need a presidential jet?
Yo, me da se bebre, na me watie for ha na me ma wonso ha. No President, Patriot Menka.
Let's talk about go ahead.
Yo, President, wajuma sebe, enye wajuma nkwane se obetena Ghana na waye adwuma. Wonenam debia wo meeting ebia wo man for so wonenam from one continent to the other. Na said ye be ya wo ho betimi ahare wo na wo betimi wanamo no wo betimi aye intent because the assumption and it's a president who took on behalf of the nation. It's a juma bia wo ye bia no wo ye ediaboa wo man a udi animu. Enti e wo so man no so timi hwe say ye betimi anya bibia akade bia ma wa nam wa control say wo free na wo kwa enti e be hia say benya bibia ma wa wo betimi sabe say meeting bi na wo koya wonye late na representation no so a wo representing o man no sabe wako o konso enye nipa ba ko mienu ana wo de ko bi wo ha wo timi de nipa dom omu nyina no said ye be ya ma kwantuo mo ho betimi aye hare e wo munumam ehia si e betimi anya sa ewiemu hyen e de ama president eno de ehia ba.
So you were defense minister and the ranking member at the defense and interior committee in parliament. Or hint no ababeto manum manya bibinti as and I say the pedestrian hint na e babontina na mo asusu manya biati.
Menua bibia sa metoye nim said ye wo sitiw na wo kan ho asem sa na yenso ababeto ye nim ayenso ye di honkomo. So
you have heard it.
Mate pa makan bi nso.
Okay, so do we need a presidential jet for now?
For now, Menua, that is the big question. Said we need a presidential jet. That is the big question. Because ye besha anka presidential jet there, anka ye will be wo ho. Ye Falcon 900 no, ye will be wo ho no. Enti ye no there. Ye nuanom na ka say it is not in pristine condition. In fact, omo an de sa word no e baye. Yenso ye nim de enti a any pristine condition. Because ye koye maintenance of sa Falcon here away e France. Now maintenance no emu no sebe se wo car wo twu car na se mre bidu na wo de call for service na ebi wo ha wo de wo kɔ no nim se wo ye nko na wo kɔ sesa no but wo kɔ e betimi aka kyerɛ so brake pad awe bi a link back ra aye week bibia ye week ni nyina no ni ye siesie enu nti emre so ya ye de Falcon no ekɔ ye no ye siesie a Falcon no e wo Ghana me ne wo kasai in fact eba no ya mfa nsipo so ene ba ye ye pai nipa dasani pilot to ye ana odi ba Ghana enti ye ade a e wo Ghana except say ye nuanom ka kire say ba bedru Ghana no entimi entubiu madam komo amati wa kire kura ne say ye say ye de si honom na e bia so hini bi tukwan na say nipa bi etukwan a na wetimi ayusu enti the issue of say it is not in good condition and I say nye airworthy no em say no there say there enkomo amete no is out of the question.
But the same Falcon, honorable, respectfully, you were former deputy defense minister. You have once sanctioned the aeroplane for the president to travel with it. Tell us, is it not the same Falcon 900 that Omar rejected? Is the one that Nana Akufo-Addo also rejected and started using our money to, border your friend say private jets?
Menua, Nana Akufo-Addo did not reject the usage of the Falcon. In fact, the last official assignment, it was in Samoa. A yesa Falcon ya no de koye. A yanua ano de koye. But a drew baby a na bibia say Air Force 4 ebetimi aye wa ha enti samre no se hunya se otukwan a na se ontimi ntwen a obepa ekwan foforo na odiako but he never rejected the usage of the Falcon. Nobody can say or reject it because now the Juma, the last one, that was in December. Samoy, Sapleno, and we use here. Now, Minya, you want minority. We are not saying some top presidential plane. Debbie, so Bekaya, December, and I said during the latter part of Akufo-Addo memo year 2024, the then defense minister, parliament, at the buyer said, and Kayen Koto executive plane no, na a fa a nipa 40, na capacity no a 40. The idea was that so share Falcon na ye wona na maximum ebefa nipa be 18. President so drew baby na so tukwan nipa ka ne ho no edoso. Entu behwe no na president number bi na bi omo ne omo kọ no so afa commercial flight. Eno no oman no kra boka. And the idea was that yenya plane ebetimi afa nipa dodo. Na eno enye presidential jet, a executive plane. So executive plane no sabi nipa 40 se parliament kra na ekọ baby a parliament etimi yusu. Se bia memfa ne se judiciary na ekọ baby na judiciary omodo so a omutimi eyusu. Se presidency ena etukwan ana ewo sempanyimfo bi ka ho a. Sabe nipa 40 die ebetimi ediako. But say enkomo a ekoso no enye 40 bio yakwa akoto the same Falcon 6X and no the newer version more like serious of Falcon 900 and no ni yakwa akoto. It can only ferry between 12 and 18 people and that danamu ana yewo and to say it's a president he took one na so one nipa 25 pra and ekwa e was say 18 ebetimi akowe mu a dia kan e was say kokofa commercial flight edeko and common ye di say oh my Ghana ye ba benya Falcon bienu ye hia sa Falcon bienu nana sani wa one ya yakwa akoto yi e very luxurious empa wom adwaye wom bibia wom na yenuanom NDC for and then we are judging them by their own words. Now ya chere almost say adia ye security, especially the security of the first gentleman of the land. Yemfa ni agro. Na yese Akufo-Addo abreso ye toya enye ye to a eye. Ye we will do constructive criticism. Say eye ye begina achire. Yadie nanka yen susuye eni se yon tokese prekom na enko yese ye san koyeda dem na se president tukwan a sebe ne nkrofo nso se nipa no edoso a ebi nso akofa commercial flight eno omwayen.
I'll go to Mr. Hovi Sisia, but Okasano, your last I take, I have taken 2 lines from it. One, you said that yakoto, second one so yababenya mienu. Does it mean that we have already bought it?
Mimi I thought that out.
Hey,
na sabe plane tono and tesa wo ko ebia senemi wo sika na nke bia me ko Toyota ebia no kra no ebeche ansa na ebia mintimi nya ne ya plane tono wo hye ane ya yama enti ho nkomo de ya ka wie November ana plane no eba ye di ho nkomo awie enti November ena eba enti ne to de Ghana ato enti nyame ya domo a Ghana November ye benya Falcon mienu ye deputy minister for defense can say ba ko de ye di besiwo na say panyin bi ana say hemfo bi ekọ ba bi a omu yusu no we kire ye say dada no ye airworthy and say ye said ye nuanom esi kano no and say ye na mom ye pe ba ko for the use of the president. That is all there is to it. Na ye busa ye ho say Omanya sabi ye pa ye ho a ye hu yasenim ye betimi anya true presidential jet na e asem sebe ye nuanom na wa ban say na ye pen.
All right, honorable Jasuma me na engage Dr. Mr. Ahuvi. I'll come back now because say we see SC Sudua say ya to ade ne dada no I hear some way because the man is telling us that by November government will buy. He said buy, but he don't say that by November. So I'll come back to you then ask you this question. Say a whole canon, see a tamper whole canon no money now. Say let me engage Mr. Hovi is Francis Hovi is a global security for African research and a good governance. So say you heard the former deputy defense minister and now Onwa Susa Edobo as a deputy ranking member of the defense and interior. What kind of play actually say yes, of course we have acquired your friend say new presidential jet. Now tell us who two na ebabesi one no pay what Honorable is saying say almost say the old one will be used for penifo to kwanya sa himfo bi ne dignitaries bi to kwanya no oma use. So it means that you betimi use e de tutu kwanya de. Why do we have to buy new one if say eno you betimi use? Why do you have to buy new one? And I say in the security wise, we still need a fresh presidential jet.
Yo, minia midawase. Michia mi senior Richard Kumado, any former minister of defense, no deputy minister of defense, no. Wakasa. The American say me pessimist in piece. Baby, I was isiano. And sesen komo nibe koso say yento anayento. I think that we have reached where we must buy that jet now. Eseto. Mimpese me kai obinumu eyao. Because say, as Ghanaians and as Africans, ebia ye eshen ebia enye jumeyi. I say, now so ebeti me can say, baby ekono eya heya, mami manage mi cobra mi ba, tire no mba be pumping yi. And also say. The light is not working well, and I break me cover because we are making enwa. Who knows that what happened few months ago to those noble men who decided to serve this country? Call assignment B, then I see subject to anasa plane, a konya accident, omunina omu. So that alone is supposed to be a turning point for Ghana. Me patre said. The SCA a Minister of Defense, any Nkrofo Dr. Muntala, any other people. That should be the turning point for Ghanaians. And say, after I be debate say, ye betoa, ye ntoa, and also say a better discussion. Fine, that's democracy, and also bring about transparency. Now, so even a nipa bakum pona, ni nkwan kokim, nipa no ye security person. Or a charcoal seller, or a farmer, Ninquano, any amount of money, ye bet near the Kotosa pleno, ye intimin fantos Ninquambio. So, what I want to say is, the time is already right. And say, yes, sign la see, science. Mati say, or more cry in dada. So, the Ebekan say, me, first of all, transparency, I say, oh. I say nipa obi biara hu say ye kwa koto adiwe enko ye say emre pino ye koto a Ghana de yankasa ye koto ade no ye nim ho he say kofa middleman bi na sa middleman so kofa another middleman so obe hu say sika ye be use mfinfin the money that we use ye de beto ade no de be ma obi chobo de be ma obi say o commission no ya do so che there is the better sapling. So transparency, peppery, accountability ni nabim. But me bra, former minister Okansembi, who say today in today global village, ye ban diplomacy and other things, The presidential jet and not the national jet, yadia who here ye pa. Because ye can't see say BBC emergency BC war, let's say Burkina Faso. And also say Krofufro Togo, and also say Benin, any other country, even beyond Africa. It is not now say, Obefa phone say, oh, Frey Ibrahim, and Ibrahim Traore, say, oh, Frey Ibrahim Mahama, say, Ujet no Hoana, Obekan say, okay, Babe Fancy here, Obekan say, oh, Obe Fancy here, this is Okoto Fuel and Sana. Things like that, we can't govern a country like that. Omu say anamwa ye bra Ibrahim tunu. E anamwa obo omainu in terms of sikase yeni diamanuema or saya doye. Now so ye intimi fa ye jet the security of the first gentleman and other entourage. Omo ye penifo omu share no huchia omu bua no se adwuma no koso no. Ye intimi fa nye sa chacha no. So me you anu no e say ye to sa jeta e betimi aboa e say ye dwumadie no betimi akoso periperi. When it come to even you can say bad those things I bet me can say ene you see Ghana kasa omo jet any ABCD no timi ma say enyumnya biso timi kaye. Secondly timi ma say BBC say ma Canada BBC or global villager enye afina answer na obetimi aka say me ko boro bi oho. Apart from borrowing, what is our security? That means say obi ko any jet ana okoto ni jet no country bi koto ni jet ebia ukoboro ana nipa bi ankwana individual bi koto ni eya onu so or prescription bi or pe bibi o sade no mu. In that jet that is a private jet no some conversation cannot go on. Anything cause so intelligence and espionage risk. Espionage no akoye French word bia English for aburu asemi say betimi aye bibi o saple no mo nkrofo betimi ade bibi sim betimi expire also they can export so can say word no pomba betimi am say tete hwe say ene unam hifa etina so wa hifa they monitor your movement and also say then na o ka wo saple no mo mind you that bibi e koso o play no mo no nkomo aye ball saple no mo no bibi o ho a etini record all those things. So today we are not advanced as other countries. Who knows? Maybe I'm there, but the technical people can tell us, say, bibi there a course who know that say, ye ko yi bibi e China. Whatever the call is say, ye ko akoshe say, then a course who knows say, we cannot leak some information at that place too. So the issue of jets, very important. Operational uncertainty and delays. Eba say one kasa woni jet how the be adwuma no ebetimi ama de ye kan protocol sam say operational uncertainty and hot delay. That means say so untimi ka say untimi siso say ade we no metimi akoye ne ene anaso say China ebetimi aba say de bia wo ko akoji sa de no nimpa no so eyi na hia no. So a bet me about said yes, oh yet, and then you have to hold, postpone it. Who can postpone sir on the delay number? So to chart flights may create logistical delays or availability of problems. So the bet me I can say it's long overdue. We have to buy that and also reduce strategic control on the Canada. So using external aircraft. Either from Ghana or from where, if it is not from for the state, who you sir, it limits your control over aviation security. The way one can say, obe maintain sa craft and banner sa, obi neye and asani pano di mau. So a basa, it means say nkrofo amuye juma was sa craft so and also say the trust might not be there. Okay. The crew loyalty and not be there, which could pose national security vulnerability during high-level state movement. Okay. So, you better try to answer, and I better summarize. I can say it's long overdue. Tama nkrofo that the moment I say, meaning say it's from there that they started.
Mr. Alvi, we are talking about an Apple. You are talking about Apple. In fact, I'm enjoying your submission as well. But the comparison, say, in Kofu, seven previous and last year August, they lost their lives. No, and only a helicopter and chopper. This one is a jet. In fact, it's like some of us are a year you kakra. And only a helicopter and we see a presidential jet. So, I mean,
Mitiwase. Mitiwase. That means yeah, even if I'm comparing, also me a comparison with this media like trotro and also your private car. What I'm trying to say is most of times, one, suddenly one kasa the way you can take care of it, ube move, the way the thing's supposed to be, enti sama two sa helicopter kan ho asem no o say problem hu da now so the maintenance whatever no ya timi aye now so your encrophobia itimi if you are able to identify say sa helicopter no enye and we are able to acquire a new one and also you acquire maintenance no that
right.
Side enye there NC. So I'm not trying to say they are the same thing, but the way we go about things. So Rebecca say, oh, sisi yenisika because yenisika no yebeche and also yeba be yen politics. So Biblia see that yebe sa say the ye kesiche we NC and sana yebetinya to anamona na.
All right.
Coming down, me person crofo ye village no mami 1 minute misrewa. Oh say common traffic lights. Common traffic light. Yebe ye no ye this accident BC and sana akoye asembisani say accident BC akoye sa traffic light na etimi nyani sa nipa wo ya na etimi nyani there be so now we need to purchase that jet so that we avert anything about security intelligence or whatever obetimi ama say we become vulnerable as a nation so I don't end to it.
Thank you very much. Francis Ahovi is a security expert. So Jinasumame, global security for African research and a good governance. Francis Ahovi and Amotene Kano still live on the program, The Digest, on the Kesben TV, DSTV channel 364, and Go TV channel 121. On the line I have Richard Kumado is a security consultant and executive director at the man Request Consult. Said thank you very much. Now, if you had listened to former Deputy Defense Minister and the Deputy Ranking Member Defense and Interior, Ora Amankwa Menua, the submission, you know, he made it categorically clear that we have bought the jet. And Usha explanation on what they might NHS we need to buy a new presidential jet. Now the Falcon 900 now ya maintaining the kakra say problem ba and maintenance wise ni say ya solve that problem no you dey know ebesi ho no say be ya ohini bi tu kwan no na ayusu sade no if so ohini bi tu kwan na so no beti ayusu dia and it means that the president can also use it. So buying a new jet no doesn't make sense for now. It doesn't make sense.
The question I always try you wrong. What is all this trouble wahala? Minya so what presidential jet wa dada ana
Aye.
O presidential jet na o dada no is he airworthy? Say na some the parliament ko can say corroded here corroded there o ka sa asem no
Make I pay.
say no na enye airworthy na president kofa ninia private jet no.
Yeah.
So why won't the conversation be about jet? Is it jet executive plane? And Ukraine Air Force for the president, you see. Mika said last year, finance minister called parliament, as part of Nyamana Okayano, or my timeline, order now, they will manufacture the plane, some helicopters, and one of them of the purchases near executive jet. Anamibwa.
Yeah.
Umpire said they will work according to time so that the executive jet will come on the time I'm promising. Then secondly, Nyawaya corroded no bisa once amuto no time. Meaning say President Kufuor time amuto jet be and I say President Mills, President Mahama time amuto jet be.
Yeah.
Is that the way we want to go? Is it the same jet? Now even so new one cranny bar. At every distance obekono. There's a total number of flying time. Oh yeah, all the jets number call for maintenance, whether executive jet or private jet or helicopter. That's one of their requirements. So when you are comparing your country to America and co, do you think Air Force One they have one or two? No. So sometimes the way we even go about it and the things we say and all that. Yeah, Juma, we're monitoring the space for a very long time, for almost 30 years. No, we feel like, what is all this? What is the issue? Because the president to make a local travel, a national travel, a regional travel, and a global travel. Is the president going by V8? Is going by speedboat? Is going by helicopter? Or is going by executive jet? Those things will be determined by the security officers who handle the presidential security. Because each of the determinations are different. Each of the arrangements are different. each of the environment here different. The number of days they will spend, the occasion they are attending, what is going to happen, and all those things will be different.
Yeah.
So these are the determinations we make, meaning as to whether how many executive jets you need, how many helicopters for the, for the Air Force and all that. These are the determinations we make. But question I'll be saying for you see way and even before the Zina, are you not aware that Ghanaians and some other people have been using the Air Force base as a just like a throttle station? Are you not aware?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Is it not the reason why Ibrahim Mahama got new jet now can say, jet in air ambulance for every Ghanaian?
Yeah.
Because air ambulance, because a papa be what done by, and I say, Mamimbi or Kofrodia, Mamimbi or Wale, let's say, Takradi, Kofrodia, ho, something. On your problem, I almost see the problem can only be resolved at Kolebu or UGMC Hospital. And I'm far ni private jet no so be air ambulance no kofani ba. Those guys say you can't grammar. Officer they will mind us, or you think they will listen to us? No. So our priority and the way we go about it, meaning we are not just making sense of this whole thing. Other than that, I have explained to you under what circumstances do you need a jet, how many jets you need, and whether who determines that, all those things. And let's pray, say, itemized issues now, itemized items now. Finance Minister did buy last year or see almost place order no, and he give a timeline. Let Bompire says our timelines no, almost the jet in baba, not just the jet but the helicopter because I am planning say some the buy year may wage another campaign. Say every year be almost for 2 share budget in Mumbai. I see. We shouldn't wait until everything run underground before we are now ordering it because they are not buying it from the chef. They are ordering it right from ground. They are going to manufacture it from ground. Until every year they are saying the 2 shaman. Then before you realize you have a number of them that can meet the national interest because Ghana is growing, the distances are becoming wider, and you are having military barracks at Boko, at Wa. So the distance of the military at Dambai and Ejumaku, the distance of the military is expanding to meet the national security threats and answer the requirement. So for me, that is the personal campaign I want to wage. Say, only the bad year, now I wage that campaign. So every year, be a muto to my. Now, someone to me, I thought the year now, we year budget, now the next year, meaning if you give yourself the next 10 years, you are going to have enough helicopters. And as an additional jet, you won't have all these problems of corrosive again.
I see. So they're now okay. I think that if we get the presidential jet, President Tibio Bebiano or Betlemubi, and yet President Mahama.
It's not President Tibia, and yet President Kwana jet in a foul.
Okay.
No, you guys want to do NDC MPP. I'm not interested in that too. I mean, I'm a professional. I'm
not saying that. I wanted to read that to ask questions.
Executive jet, hold on. The executive jet, it's not every president who come on. When you are president and you come and there's a jet, can you say you won't use it?
You use it, yeah.
Exactly. Did you see any of our presidents refusing the jet? And this whole thing about Kujato's issue, was Okujato talking about hiring a private jet, or he was talking about the cost? All of a sudden, the argument has changed. That Okujato was talking about private jet. I think he was talking more about the cost involved. And to someone who said because of NDC MPP policy, that's why the NDC guys are telling you that we are not paying for the jet, but we are just buying fuel. And if you look at letter now, we are having this conversation. They are talking about cost. And that is where they came from. Okay. So the issue was not predominantly about jet, but they were talking about the cost involved.
The cost involved.
So they are coming back to you and telling you that they are buying fuel. What you need to do is to check how many fuel they have consumed, how many times the president has traveled. Could he have gone on the commercial jet? Would he have made money, some level of reserve or savings out of it? Those should be the level of discussions, but not this usual brouhaha about NDC MPP who use the jet.
I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go there. I wanted to, and then may build a question. Be like me the amount. Anything I'm starting any free on. But before, the woman do Mr. Adamo. Mama education be kakrana. Me be some next question. Adibia na chemadwene. a helicopter there, I know helicopter. But helicopter I know. But what is the difference between aircraft, jet, plane, and aeroplane? And that difference near there?
Okay, mina anti near Ibrahim Mahama you know. Say yes, you have a private jet, right? Have you taken
private in your
private means that you're individual and I use you.
Okay.
Ochra, have you taken the Africa word before?
No, African, no, I mean passion.
Okay, and the Africa word planes now are smaller than Airbus, and I say Emirates, and I say many of those ones, Starbow, and many of those ones. Yeah. Some use propeller, some use steam. There are differences. The simple understanding for your TF1 is Oman make helicopter for commercial use, for emergency use, for private use. A manufacturers in a design. Say the same we are. Yet to me, you see, once so small vans now, Abbas is here. Is it this transportation company uses it? Is it MS or something? MS Express or something? A funny part 12 or something. Somebody can buy it and say, I'm using it for my family, holidays or travels. A church can buy it and say, we are using it for picnic or something. But somebody has also bought it and is using it for commercial purposes. Those are some of the things. Even the size of the Air Force One crown, a private person can buy it and say, mold it for me for private use only. Then the manufacturers can do that for them. Then you are also talking about the types of. Are you talking of Airbus, or you are talking about?
No, I was asking. Say,
no, hold on. I'm asking. So are you even in terms of manufacturing? Are you talking about Airbus, or we are talking of the other ones or something? They have specification. So this whole grammar about aircraft, helicopter, and all that. Sometimes the functionality can be the same, or it depends on who is buying it and what they are using it for. Because there are some helicopters, they use them for emergency services. Some are used for just private use. Footballers use it, celebrities use it, and all manner. Once a Bakubi, Ashanti gold for normal, you see the same thing. Is it the oil companies? Oil companies, normal, you see that particular one. Private people can buy it, and they'll say it's for private use. And to me, for your TF1, that is the way it is. Omo decided the specification and what the usage is. But then, of course, helicopter is a smaller version of what we call an aeroplane. And I say, you can say, for the purposes of a better word, aeroplane, yeah, small one, be an individual, almost you see privately. Other than that, because number of seats in a woman, to me, different. Number of seats in here, almost the same thing as flying a commercial flight. And it depends on what you want to use it. But aeroplane, your senior brother to helicopter.
Oh, I see. That's fantastic. Now, before I may go back to Honorable Abankwame, say Shadi, at the end of Bema say Oman Penini, Niquas and advisable say offer commercial flight, because sometimes we see some of the presidents come to this country with a commercial flight, Ibiana business class.
There's no problem at all. There's no problem at all. Mikai Magofoli, Sena, or you see commercial flight. Mikai, there are presidents who use commercial flight.
Yeah.
They use it. I know a lot of presidents under certain circumstances, and under certain conditions, they use commercial flight. Okay, I say at the beginning of the conversation, because I said there are local travels, national travels, regional travels, and international travels.
You said it.
And they decide if the president, it depends. It depends on those around the president who decides under what circumstance and under what conditions and under what flight to use. If we are all going to come and say, and the president decides to take Africa word with us, if that is what they want the president to do, and they are sure that they are convinced that the president can go in that way, why not?
Okay.
So you're going to get around.
Okay. Now, say Shadio, on say you were Air Force One and US for aeroplane almost president. You Air Force One. You were
Russia for the vice president in and Air Force One, Air Force Two.
Air Force Two, yeah. You Korea. president the obia de ni dido say new one na ye kwa by November na pe what Dr. Callistus Mahama catch no say by November de na ba e ba ye betimi amani din bi special because they be an ye 30 say ye de ye friend presidential jet ne bia Falcon hwan bi ene ade ane esanu tu as a foreign exotic be my so can't we use a phobia be a locally name be
oh no you can put the say America there no they don't write the president's name on it too. Yeah, the United States of America.
Yeah.
Who call Russia? It's in the name of the state.
Yeah.
Who call Britain? What's the name of the company? Is it Airbus or I forgot the other one? I don't know whether it's Airbus. What's the name of? Oh, this other one in France. I think Airbus is in France. They have one in America. I've forgotten the name. If I remember, I'll tell you. There are two major companies that manufactures aircraft. One is Airbus. I've forgotten the other one. And it's not the name of the president. Almost year campaign and the name of the president. But almost we are is the name. And maybe you can make it, if you are looking for the name, maybe you can make it Ghana, the presidential, Ghana presidential plane. So that it will be in the name of Ghana. Because what name will you pick that will not create NDC MPP problem?
Yeah.
What name? What name are you going to pick that will not create? Ukofa Yasanti wa obenya problem. Ukofa Nkrumah obenya problem. Ukofa Rollins obenya problem. Ukofa Uncle Prempre obenya problem. Even your airport ni cry yes yeah. Kumasi International Airport, Tamale International Airport, Ho International Airport. We started changing the name. You know, people have been shot dead out of it. Okay. So, the way our country is going and the way we are building it, no, it's just too partisanship. It's unnecessary. It's unproductive. Yeah. It doesn't add any value to anything. So, for name, use Ghana. Ghana presidential plane or something. I don't know.
That's fantastic. Richard Kumado is a security consultant. Say thank you very much, Jasmari. You take a last bite in your pona. Honorable Amankwamenu. Now you know what Kabibi say. Ya to ade dada by November ebeba na afi ehu sika semne per your analysis no we say no ha ebe cost here say because why defense minister that what did he do akira woni was sanction ma president yusu ye jet bi da e de tutu kwana na akufa do time ni ade a we say no betimi cost here be say
you mean patron sana may answer that question no I'm Sir Richard raise issues I think I need to throw a bit of light on that.
Go ahead.
Yay, minority. We have never politicized this issue of the purchase of the presidential plane. We have never.
Respectfully, you not all refer to me as a media.
Okay. But I mean, it is good, sir. It is good. So we let the general public also know this. We have not. Already issues of the questions Okujeto asked. Richard, Okujeto did not only ask about the cost of travel. In fact, he was the one who said, Falcon 900 year away. It is in pristine condition till the year, I think, 2035. He was the one who said that. I did not say it. He was the one who said it. The question I am asking, and they say, as a country, couldn't we have been better off buying a bigger plane to be able to ferry more persons than restricting ourselves to the purchase of a smaller plane, which can ferry maximum 18 people? Well, for me, these are the questions we are asking.
I see.
But many are question now, the cost of the plane is over $60 million.
$60 million. So you, honorable, you suggesting say the ane to tonuswa etika ye for kese preku. That's what you said.
Precisely the point. More so when I catch you say Falcon 900 no. Contrary to what our people were saying, no, SAR aircraft no, is in pristine condition. And it is no is in pristine condition there. I think then can't be used to for shorter travels. Now yenya a bigger one. I bet me a ferry more people. Because they say with the purchase of Falcon 6X, no, Sir President took Anani and Toraj, no, a year 20 and I said 25 or more macan. I was so much of a commercial flight. Education president. And is a president could rule. Nasa BB Akko Touchma, Nasa Moment me and Ruwan Temwa. Nasa president here more, president here than a function. These are the questions we are asking. And nothing and I movie ye kase. Senka ye talk ye kakra and kaye. Because initially we were made to understand. Say even the one we have no, is not in pristine condition. And I corroded, the oil is corroded. Yet all manner of things were said about it. But today, a different story is being said. Say, yes, sir, when leadership flip-flop, people will not take leadership serious. Adiano ye A, let the people know it is A. A B, let the people know it is B. Because, Sabe, me, I will be the last person to wish, say, Yenya, Sabe, your president will be involved in any thing that perish the thought, but any accident or anything like that. No, not at all. But meanwhile, when we need to call spade a spade, let us call spade a spade. Timer, the idea of the 40 capacity plane was mooted on Parliament. Our colleagues said Kufuor was going to have his bath in the air. Yantin was him. Richard, I wish, send Kamuti Mika and was him. Sankamutimi can want some dinner and kababwa this conversation. And Kaya Koy anyway, you better say yes, sir and woman, and what or mine. But when it is one side, we keep quiet. But when the issues are being raised about another, that's when we are doing politics. We are never doing politics. Because medical can right from the top of my
Honorable, respectfully, yes, please, with a Mensada.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Richard never said anywhere. In fact, he was even advising me not to go into politics. He was rather referring to me. Me say yes, central one your person no maybe a dear politics. So even you are on the same page with him. So please.
Rich,
thank you very much.
I am all with you. So issues of security are issues that not need to be politicized.
Yeah.
Because a bar, a dayen na yeso. Ana a banswa, it doesn't know who is where, who is who. A bar, a yadia, a bar, a bay albatross, a hange, or mining in a kum. But me full say, yeah, quite anymore. May I believe, sir, in fact, committee was when we go, we as much as possible put away our political coloration and then deal with the issues as they are. Because a security assembly. Okay. Minority is not against the purchase of an executive plane. But the questions we are asking, couldn't we have been better off buying a bigger plane when the old one we have is in pristine condition?
All right. Honorable, just a minute. Now, call Mr. Ovio. Honorable, what actually happened to the Falcon 900 and now the Danko Kufuor na ontimi news no. Sa time ne problem be.
Minya plane na ye wo we. Air Force aye wo no. Time bi wo ho no ma bibi esay a omo a etimi eye. Enti if say be a problem bi ba na say omo eye na so panyin na wo so otu kwan a. Sabe ontimi ntwan e wo so otimi copper plane for edeko. In fact, Kufuor was not only using chartered flights. Not sometimes not the private plane, commercial echo. In fact, me and Kata, one time I think I was going to Azerbaijan. Meneno Efro, your friend is saying Emirate. And Tinenya Brebiara Anana or Yusu chartered flight. But the Biwa Honoma now Yusu commercial flight. And tonight mixed of the two. And the ask and when I said the Richard DC can advise no econo and a chair sabe aircraft on Yusu.
Okay. So etibobe free honoma na are you ready? I know you kasi ye tenemu a BBNC sa aircraft no. What you know
me na me di kan e kan say. The last official assignment or call meeting no e was Samoa. Falcon 900 ya no de boy.
they are not
and
on
no
time
in the
issue.
fire.
They are not on time issue na or high plane at the end. And
I don't make a choice say depending on say a bia BBI Air Force for a young wajuma and no so better me or Bokako high plane for fra and that's what the commercial Bekwa or the Beko.
Okay.
Then so last official assignment and no the quiet or Samoy and no etching a buyer ya they call France for the maintenance. Maintenance no ye no sa plane no Falcon 900 no minua ya friend si so ye pilot to ye and the buy nam dream and the buy and no na make catch say ne yes e betimi use for other assignment ye betimi use for other assignment there na the empanyin catch say sa aircraft no is not in pristine condition no na nya no correct it was in pristine condition.
All right, thank you very much. Honorable Parliament, say, I must start a discussion. Yes, but we will do the part 2 of this one, maybe tomorrow or next. And we need the same thing for that because there's an issue pending and we need to touch concerning the delay after your defense minister. So you contest that. So thank you very much, Honorable Amankwamenu, a deputy ranking member, defense and interior, and member of parliament, Edema Atuba Kwauma, and deputy ranking member, Edema. Defense and defense and interior. So let me go to Honorable Mr. Francis Ahovi. Francis, you heard Honorable. What else can you say? Let me give you 4 minutes. The last 4 minutes in from Richard now on FME.
Let me say 4 minutes for those who do. The American say, Jetta, I can't want some no. Ebia now me senior Richard can say. Like contemplating on the name, or no, they are some Ghana whatever or presidential whatever. They are my partner say it also helping what crisis response capability. So in terms of what regional instability, Obian can say the science, and also say do humanitarian crisis a baby DBC to say almost the back Ibrahim no be ambulance whatever. Time be beat me see no. And yes, a president we can use that thing at me hot a bit near Juman 10. So mechanical protocol in terms of regional instability, humanitarian crisis, or urgent peace mediation, a dedicated presidential craft or any craft at all for the states can be rapidly deployed so that one, maybe the diplomatic corps in Ghana, they can take them out of the zone, or more and say, or more the assembly ban, or more free one national ban. Now you more free. So the issue is not simply about buying presidential jet or any jet at all. It is about balancing national security. 1, 2, diplomatic efficiency. 3, and public accountability. So in today's geopolitics, and also say we are seeing any beer by say we are seeing na ye nyama. Side they know ye wa. A bit nya boy say a bit nya strategically mobilize ourselves. The BCA and say idea say ye use 1 minute and 2 minutes. I call you 3 days. No. And CBO because yankasa ye was sudden a bit nya boy. So the Rebecca say oh was sudden na. Etimi chere to me oh as on my. So BBC also betimia as sorry to say Bema na the obeyeno na why but it must be justified. After na ekoto sade no yen hwe so say enkoye bebia nkrofo bebia because of sika ombenye free ntino they are calling for it there because it's something that we need as a nation. That's why we are going for it, and that could bring hot transparency emu da ho obi biara nim say okay, adia ekoto and yes, say tubu BNC and also say any political party A and B because say adia and here as a state and I say and here as on my etinima say governance becomes easier and all of us will be in that safety. So the American say and also you hear that whatever we need no you hear sad no omunto maye bet me abo say e china bi yen kokan bio say oh nka enima ya to we dada.
I see. You are not economist. I know. I mean, say if you have economic background, but as a Ghanaian, you think about the coffers of this country. Say your top private jet, ye di two kwan o ma pani betra mu de two kwan ne ade a se ye two kwan ya sika e be kwa kofa aba no if say per honorable ka say e be cost about be 60 to 65 million dollars na say bia for 4 years ne ye koto sa de we na o ma pani two kwan no antimi amfa sa such a 60 million dollars na antimi amma hu hia se ye koto
so mami bisa o obeka say usro wo nti hunda so every business no risk one taking risk now ontimi nye successful so ye yira e beda anajo we de e beda o mu say me ni reach ye ndade so ye beda because say obetimi anya ho ahoni foforo so the mechanic say sika de e fine. That's why I'm talking about the prudent use of the money. There should be transparency, accountability. Okoto adibia adinu ni boko srompo a nkrofo nim say utimi man nkrofo a ese omuti some of the things no enye obi biara na ese ka kire omo na those who matters we think that they supposed to hear it no omutimi hu say sika di to ade we no a year ma let us go forward and do that dan say me kinda that say omu say ne Mr. Zigani ho because say BBC Tafrati ANC and also Mr. Francis Oniho because say something like that can they buy even with $100 million can they buy my life? Can they resurrect me? It can't be possible. So the Americans say let's go and do the needful. I mean sin and kind of that. And also per se like he suggest say afibiano that means that we are preparing while the sunshine. That means and sister ye jina ho ana ye try say I didn't hear ya sana ye as you suggested I think it's a good one. So emrebe do na obebre so ye ntimi can say we no ni fuel tank no apai enwimi debi enya asema I say can as Ghanaians ye good ye them or everything ye manage them very well. We can get all these things we want.
Let me speak to a lawyer, Nuruddin Abbas, Acting Chief Executive Officer, Edema Social Investment Fund, and Ashanti Regional Communication Director, Edema National Democratic Congress. Lawyer, thank you very much for joining us on the program, The Digest. We are live on Kesben TV, DSTV channel 364, and GoTV channel 121. Now, quickly tell us, a gold board, epuye bebe, na gold board, 1 year. We all know the achievement that the gold board has achieved so far. We can talk about the exchange rate, how the gold board has helped this country to, excel in the exchange rate, the inflation above from the food inflation. Our foreign reserves are from 10 billion to 13 billion. Our GDP has also exceeded 100 billion and all that. 1 month to the 1 year. What else can you tell us about the gold board before we go to the main substantive issue?
Yo, Zigameda wase na mamemfe akwanya we so na menchia adese konkron a hweyan e wo Kesben TV sene wo kano gold board a institution bi abroni beka say a game changer in the economic management of this country. Yeah. Na gold board juma dia na edi ni say gold board juma edi afe ba kono aboa yen ama esika sem etimi agina aboa yen ama akonya sika ewa amanone edi abe so ya economy na say sorry ama eniema etimi ayedai agina in just 1 year no gold board etimi di sika more than $10 billion aba abeboa economy no ama ne forest market na e volatile obi per dollar e dia kofa niam anom ne ade aba na hu ode na nani nyina ayedai aba form and the make say gold board so far so very good and niama ACC e wo ewiase nom ne ade no na eye ama ohaw kakraba but without gold board no things would have been worse. Ohwe bra NDC ba ye $16-17 cedis. Ye ni Fred ni yente say dollar aba from that. De bia no obehwe na political parties mi no na kasa o mo kasa about the rate of increase. We say me breso na dollar increase kese. Never about reduction. But for the first time no dollar it me free 17, 16, 15 cedis. And then 12, 13 I think say it's a step in the right direction. To moving forward, the Abekane say Ghana phone amfa empaibo enter gold board dompenyin for and omo dwumade omo di achi se ne be ya omo betimi anya gold ne bia koton ne wiase adwaman so na omanya sika aye broni sika no e de abeso ya economy na se na etimi agina.
Yeah, you talked about a 10 billion the gold bond etimi amasse for this country. Process net here say bia den na munya sa 10 billion. Se mo koton gold no mo discover na et say obi a want gold board adwuma se no senate.
What say ewiase mu ade ba ko a esikafo ani di akire pa sika kokko. Cause sika kokko ya ade bia broni friend no say store of value. Ebia metio sesi mi wuska. Ska no ame wono me mpese me di no sesi a me pese me di sie. Sie na me di sie no me mpese me de be kwa akoto bank. Enti me de to sika kokko ana me de ato sika kokko ete sebo eja kanu a ensei from abono a enye de entity na eye de yeda ho. Enti wiasem adwaman so bia epe gold. Na Ghana so gold no nyame de bia ye de adom yen. Na gold no a gold board etono small scale mining. The friend of artisanal small scale mining gold. NDC nyama no sa gold no na India for ne China for. And the tono ma small gold the continue mine ye dey enya ho mfaso bia. Tibra gold board ba ye no ne ye mra. Say small scale mining gold no bia ntimi exporto. Agise gold board nko a.
I see.
Into the gold board they say banks akese wo Ghana ha ni nyina no obia e de cedi per dollars. And this cedi na omo de per dollars no omo de koma Bank of Ghana na Bank of Ghana de cedi no de aye de ama gold board na gold board e de atiesi amonten so akoto gold e wo eye ho or the cedi ye de ekoto or the city koto wie no the Bank of Ghana. Na Bank of Ghana de akowiase adwaman so akoton. Okoton a oje abrofo sika. No de ayedey. Or the ba na dollars na wanya no wabebo no auction. Say bia Ghana Commercial Bank. O ka say womo a ekofa mo, womo a ekofa anwa, womo ekofa spare parts. Omo pe $200 million worth of a year dollars. Now who sika 600 million or the 600 million cedis amame enti je $200 million dollars enti ye sika no a enye se gold board ye mani sika mani koto gold no de akowiase adwaman so akoton ne acheche dollars no ama banks no enye sa na tie.
I see.
Bank no na de cedi ema Bank of Ghana na Bank of Ghana de ama gold board na gold board ya to gold na gold board ekoton gold no we ase adwaman so nya dollars a ye de abre Bank of Ghana na wa hwe obi a cedi o de buy na agina so aye dey acha e ba sa ema pressure na e wo bank ne so dollar kakra bi na wo system ni mu a cedi bebre chesi no ema no ye dey eba form.
I see.
Say demand exceed supply and no na ma dollar na ye dey eko form. As I say, obi anim say dollar no pe bi oba de obenya. Into one consistent dollar o de be kwa kra na ma bro nya nya dey e meto because e bi e beduru on kra na dollar ne so aye dey ate. E di ama pressure na wo eye dollar ne so na aye dey aba form because there is enough supply of dollars because of eye gold board dwumadi a wo ye dey. O ye obi anim say enen so me sore say me pe dollar me ye dey. Menya bi e de akokra me niema aba wa abra me nkwa ahuhihia bia mu.
Okay.
It gold board dwumadi no busa ya sa na tie Bank of Ghana GCDs every banks ho no mo de ama gold board photo book no magic gold na koton the dollars na ye de ba based on the CD equivalent of usika wo de ba ye no na ye de ho dollars aye dey amam.
One of the things I read it from somewhere that you sell your gold mostly Dubai and India and Arai. Now that we have a political instability in Dubai, the exchange of missiles, you see me a friend war, you for the exchange of missiles ne adiana. I'm a Dubai based stable no Middle East instability. No, would that affect the gold board operations of the gold board?
Oh, definitely. Near Kosovo, the Persian Gulf, on there. Ebe affected your Kwaniasa bebre. So your gold board, you may be in Kwa. On the most of the oil producing countries, no, it will be a Simonoa, a ho, ena do one wawo. Oshe Iran, or Mwankasa produce oil. Kuwait, produce oil. UAE, produce oil. Saudi Arabia, produce oil. Qatar, produce oil. Apart from some more crying major producers of oil, no, about 20% of global oil and gas, no, a Strait of Hormuz in Sukitu be a dawa honor a day, a far a day, eba. And Tokwano a cosono, a cat oil,
yes,
a beka gold, a beka and yama bebre. It is so far, now you feel say, Santoquano a cosono. Ebema nipa bebre edi omusika akoto good, but a massa rather it has strengthened the US dollars because entokwasia obi a dwene de obedie hu into wo gold be that one pass ya o kofa because gold is an illiquid asset untimi fa gold enkoto aduane adese osesa into obi a wo gold be afi say entokwa ba yenim bra ebesi into me gold that our mama ko converting into dollars the wiase ba bia medibia medrubia no metimi asesa e dia edey abom me ho bra into ama a strengthened dollar no rather and I was share for the past 2 weeks no so ama gold buo no e yedey e ba from because omo wo gold dodo no a e yiba e ton e per dollars so that baby omo be ko bia omo be liquid ama ye trade no aye bibi kakra. But yeah, bompa say na watwe da ye nimne ne na watwe mi no so no entokwa ebetwa ama niema asako sene na etie no a.
All right, Lea Nuridina Basire, Nuridina Basire, acting chief executive officer, Erma Social Investment Fund, and Yanane HK and Commander the Gold Board. And now let's talk about the controversial one. We've seen the Gold Board more sponsor programs like RTP Awards. That's about a couple of weeks ago. We saw you say more sponsor RTP Awards. Nobody talked about it. Nobody coughed. But Nancy's must sponsor a woman of valor. And no a Barbontino. Catch a mixed reaction. Everybody's talking about it. And Kofofi say move with Sika, Matu Sika, any idea. What make you think that most sponsor RTP Awards, nobody talked about it? Ubianka Bibia, but most sponsor a woman of valor, and the Ababe a controversial.
I think say RTP Awards, no. Any woman of valor, the answer so ye bebre e wom. Uko Gold Board no war initiative we are friend good causes. Good causes. Good causes and say Gold Board aye adwuma enyamfa so. Society no aye wom no nipa bebre e wo haw. Nipa bebre na ye de ehia mmoa. Nti sika yamfa kakra bi nto ba bia ye de be good causes. E bia na obi aba ni school fees ontimi ntua. Under the Good Causes Initiative, no Gold Board to me yeday, ebuano, ebia no bi kokuramatoni trimu enya cancer. I was say ye koyeno surgery bia na bibisa unyesika under Good Causes no Gold Board to me yeday ebua ye wo NGO bia ebia ebua emama enya pad nomne ade de examples na me de ma wo ye wo NGO bia ebia ebua emanipa setina mu yeday eye ha omu hiamwa omo ba Gold Board etimi yeday eboa omo na ye wo eye journalist mo amadwuma ko ya mo ye bia na mo ko ye bibi mo adwuma so a mo ye de boa oman no e bia na mo hia moa mo kwa Gold Board timi ye de eboa. So it was under the Good Causes Initiative na Gold Board boa eye RTP. But areho se me wo mo with women of valor ne say Gold Board sponsorship no enye financial.
Oh, I see.
Tieni pa Gold Board sponsorship no enye financial.
Okay.
Inti oko Gold Board records mo a who say Gold Board ema women of valor no one person akra. Name o ye brand association. Oh women of valor for no jumedi omudi no mu fi say omo the gold board edi bata omo ho a e ma omo jumedi ne yede edi mu e na gold board nso fi say gold board jewelry for no fi say omo ye ornaments omo ye enkomodie ne asomade na women of valor jumedi no ye e ma asabi omo pa omo ho anya na yede ekohia sa ma ne nso e na patronize those high end ornaments no ziga me pacha what you say it is almost stress omo de edini e bata omo ho a win-win situation e boa ma omo nya the needed publicity e boa ya ma ye so nya free opportunity
it's like a mileage
to reach to reach an audience under normal circumstances in Gabia and Kebetu sika any etimia ye dey a reach in pacha what you say it is any American women of valor a sponsorship or more can a non-financial, but now a brand association. It does not come under the good causes, no. It be a RTP, it
means that yes, that means that the gold board did not pay a peswa at the women of valor.
One peswa cry. No gold board records, ma. Who's a gold board, ma? 1 peswa cry. But a brand association, it was there now say a mutually beneficial.
I see.
What
so
you say?
What is the difference between the gold board and the gold board jewelry? Is a gold board jewelry agency under the gold board or what?
On say it is a COCOBOD. COCOBOD a mother institution, but COCOBOD were other subsidiaries. It is a cocoa processing company. Cocoa marketing company.
Yeah.
Under COCOBOD. Yes, our produce buying company, PBC. And also under COCOBOD. But Nina no ye self-governing institution.
I see.
And to Gold Board, Gold Board Jewelry, a subsidiary of Gold Board. But a noa on the board of directors. The Batawuti. And noa on the managing director. Most of the decisions are taken, they take it independently outside the control or influence of a gold board. Even though there are instances like but when it comes to the day-to-day administration, when it comes to certain decisions, they are functionally independent from a gold board as a mother company.
Fantastic. All right. Now, another short. I'm not saying shock, but another short is about the contractor. No one says some Albania. I know. Say the contract that Mode renovate the Old Bank of Ghana build the Bama Good Board Akohwa. They a yako win Karika Ghana limited for I win that a yako criti a controversy in Kofoase. It was a sole source and yadi. I know say Menka Ababontin. Any statement about Bontin, I've seen Standobe has also tweeted and also Akabibi Edia Fahon. Say Gold Board the mark contractor. What is the legal process I'm firm and send a Nipanesaka contract?
Yo, menu ameda wasidi. One say acquire Gold Board so a contract. Any different from acquire all other public institutions a contract. The card we say all public sector contracts are governed by the Public Procurement Act.
Yeah.
And the choir Gold Board first year procurement, and the choir COCOBOD, the choir a Bank of Ghana, nina a one and the same. Now the Gold Board, the maybe drew ye now a company be a friend PMMC near Pija Muya and the Gold Board.
Yeah.
Emma at the departments I hold on be brave a day a becount. Now departments never can no na yafa directors yafa nipa more than 300 omunya baby entna. So it was under a certificate of agency and a Gold Board advertising yes SSA or more CC office acquires from concern your mom for being be aya de enya baby atna. Now because they were dealing with an emergency in Intino or more a restrictive tendering into first and foremost. As some more MPP for can and they say Gold Board ama contract and a contract is so source and no cressa. so source ne say o ma obi adwuma na adwuma no wa mo hu dawru wa anya hwe na wo de wo sori ya wo fiti preko pedi aye dey amani pa baako in the contract na nye so source and restrictive tendering ne say adwuma na aye be no companies bebre na wo ho ba ye hwemu a ye hunu say miensa ene betimi aye adwuma na nimanimu ya enti na miensa na ye yi omo na ye de oma go through the tendering and the evaluation process. So under restrictive tendering, no, there is competition.
I see.
But under sole sourcing, no, a company back up and a single sourcing, no, a company back up and the demand. MPP before some more can say good board and my contract is so sourcing and no credit. A restrictive tendering. And a restrictive tendering, and so it was approved by the Public Procurement Act. It was approved by the Public Procurement Act. It's acquire a gold board for some my contract, you know. If he be any what you say, your my contract now will be raising issue. Our contract no ayama no ho. I say we beka say sa contract no. It's yet amraso. But under the current circumstances, no. Contract no man no gold board and tietia eye emre bia so. Nti asemo MPP4 cannot say MPP4 adeɛ baako e ma Ghana fo wo mu nkunsa no scandals a edoso e wo maban no
yeah
omo baaye na da na do dan kwakufu ado eso afuna mo hwan sign no kra no speech a wo kan no ne akobubo mu busia plagiarism e free ho na was contaminated oil no ne adeɛ baaye na Franklin Templeton and a cash for seat to omo fi say no e na ma ye tu wo mo aban no
yeah
into omo de no bi be for ya ban no be ma ye nso ye ho aye Ghana fo ehi but in Sri Lanka nyame afene fa ye sha se ye adwuma no scandal bi anya dey mi ade bi e be ba anya asem bia kra no a mi scandal ho kra no a no omo pese omo elevating to a position of a scandal
okay
enu ti na ma o makofa asem we di aye dey aba ti sanka ye ya omo
so the company now we need you know Stan Dogbe Karika Ghana Limited no omo the statement about bonte say Stan Dogbe we twen ho kra dey free yibu dada yibu dada and no how me ameti abonte na how will I know that say on ka do I have to go and do my own research or what and as I say
on say emremu no say a form company no emrebo ya kasa wo obeye artificial person our attorney bibia your friend a corporate personality separate from the directors no enti wo ziga wo sese wo bie company na ada ye be issue certificate of incorporation at the amount no emremu no the assumption is that wo ni company no obi agina ne baby company no so abeye nipa enwa ewo kwan a ebetimi aye ajapade se ne wa obetimi aye ajapade no
yeah
company no no betimi akope niema independent of wo director no
yeah
ye company aye kan ho asemo yi ye Rastan ne company ba kwa your friend Wezo Holdings no ewo shares ye dey ewum but ye Rastan enye directly involved in the management of the company. What you say? Yeah. And there are some more about issues of conflict of interest. It doesn't arise.
Okay.
Embramuniaka conflict of interest are there, and you can say using your public office to gain a private advantage.
I see.
Me too, pa. Enti say yamfane say Senkaye Rastan Dogbe, NABO CEO of Gold Board, and an company akobede our gold board contract mun warene there and you between aka conflict of interest there because he was directly involved in the decision that led to the award of contract.
I see.
But even Sami Jamfikro ye gold board CEO no obetumi akobede contract with gold board arena because there is a way to cure conflict of interest. Ni nyina na say immediately awo company be akobede with gold board no first you must declare say contract no interest.
I see.
Now we are part of the decision making process no what recuse you
okay
enti yemra no emra say wo company na company no ubedi aban mu panyini a company ntimi nya adwuma. That is not the contemplation of the law. And the senka members of parliament or mabaya MPs nyina no omu companies ntimi nya adwuma. Ministers omu companies ntimi nya dey enya adwuma. What you say?
Yeah.
The law envisages said the constitution in its economic objective they say obi a wo ho kwan so obeye ade a ebemo no so adiye wo sikasemu. Na kwan a nipa timi fa so diye wo sikasemu no ba akone say ubebie company. It is a ubie company now you are buying nipa. And then fan is be a member of parliament. The company akobede an international consortium be akobede the contract. Na ko parliament or no member of parliament there was all ya so be declares a contract na aba no o interest wom. Na ye to aba was free parliament and ye be want to be. And the issue of conflict will be cured.
I see.
What you saying?
Yeah.
And know when you are even directly involved in the decision making. You are part of the evaluation process. You are part of the award of the contract. But you Rastandoge any gold board. And so you be
That's
it
fantastic.
a conflict of interest. It does not arise at all. MPP for no more can no one kasa ye dey enim.
All right.
What you say? You can't. Kenoforiata. Kenoforiata was the head of the financial sector. None banks a financial institution participating in a Niyama on one kasa ye day. A superintendent. What you say?
Yeah.
Not just say in the Kenoforiata had the power to take decisions that could advantage his companies and disadvantage other companies. And unti and I know take a decision. Insurance and anke was a SIC state companies or they call enterprise. What you say because no to me so be decided
all right
baby insurance but under the president's circumstances stand far removed from the activities of gold border. He doesn't have any bearing on the decision making a good board. It took us an issue of conflict of interest.
What about Ono as a deputy chief of staff? Can't he have any edge over or more competing or the company?
Oh, so your will be war a influence over decision making. A matter of fact, especially you must have a role to play in the procurement process. Okay. One, bid selection ebi a woka ho. Ana say wo bi a wo ye de oka ho, hu nipa bi ka ho. Ye evaluation no a wo nipa bi a wo ye de oka ho. Contract no ye award no stand does not come anywhere close in terms of these decision making
all right.
Nti say wo ka say because o ye deputy chief of staff na dia wo pesa o kire ne say so obi be ye minister pe or company any quite company ni ye adwuma e wo Ghana.
Yeah.
Obi be ye member of parliament any quite the company ye dey adwuma. That is not the contemplation of the law. That is not the contemplation of the Procurement Act.
Yeah, thank you very much, lawyer. You better say when you're we have to go to our second item. So we thank you very much. But before you better quickly, you as a chief executive officer of my social investment fund, where they and under which ministry?
Social investment fund under finance ministry. By a institution into poverty alleviation. Aban MIS kaya trade proposal near the accord donor funded agency ho near kope sika so nyame boaye ne nya sika yetimi ye ade bia under poverty alleviation ye social infrastructure ye microcredit ye trading and skill development, and based on the focus area of the project sponsor no or sponsor ye no yetimi ye bibia.
All right, thank you very much, lawyer Nuruddin Abbas. And then Anopa, we had the Dean of Ashanti Regional Communication, NDC, Ora Kabori. Now, Otroni support Edema say, call for National Communication Director. So we wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Nuruddin Abbas, Esquire, Acting Chief Executive Officer at my Social Investment Bank, and your the controversies about the gold board. Okay, coming up next is Dr. Kalistus Mahama is the Presidential Executive Secretary, and Ubeka is an Penny John Dramani Mahama, who took quiet Edo Kaman on any idea or the new Ibrahim Mahama the private jet and odi two coin the new acquired private jet and on my penny the two coin na no enenko for e kasetia e bi se sika no a on my penny esenka bia or de ear you ekodu ni nua no botom on and on ofosu kwache Phyllis Ofosu Kwache and the spokesperson at the presidency or also Ababonte Abeka say a few and Kwana or provided on and on and on and on. So Callistus Mahama Dr. PAD wrote something and indicated that by November Ghana and I say Ghana will get a new presidential jet and home come and a PCA. So the presidential jet, presidential travel security is a dedicated state aircraft and necessity for Ghana. On the line, I have Honorable Amankwamenu, a deputy ranking member, Defense and Interior, and Achuma Kwawuma, and a former deputy defense minister on the line. I have Richard Kumado, is a security consultant and executive director at Risk Consult, and Francis Ahuvi, a global security for African research and good governance. Gentlemen, thank you very much. And let me start